I think that the last 3 Naruto games that we had are kinda lackluster, to be honest. The ones I'm talking about are Shinobi Strikers, Storm Connections, and I don't know if you can call it even actual like a full release of a game, but I'm talking about the Storm 1 mobile version, which came out like last year in September, I think. Talking about Shinobi Strikers, why I don't like that game? I mean, it's not that I don't like it, I like the gameplay mechanics, the controls are really nice, you actually feel like a ninja when you actually play it. You can zip around, use jutsus, you can mix jutsus, as well you can have multiple different items, you can customize your own character, create it, add new outfits and so on. What I don't like about Shinobi Strikers is kinda, I wouldn't say the lack of content, but the idea that like everything is like, for example, items and clothes are behind a gacha. Okay, sure, you're able to get scrolls, but you get like those measly little scrolls that they don't actually really give any good items per se, you know? Okay, you get your esoteric scrolls here and there whenever you like finish like, I don't know, a story mission, not story mission, but a co-op mission, or if you level up, if I'm not mistaken, okay, sure. But then you can as well buy specific scrolls that will give you a chance to get like the best items that there are in the game, which are usually OP and has some insane properties like for example don't allow you to substitute. I don't know, last year when I played this game I found it interesting, but it's only interesting and fun only when you play with friends. And you know, after I played all of the co-op missions that are kinda related to the story, I don't know, I kinda felt like there's nothing much that to it, you know? And as well, especially the issues that concern the PlayStation 4 version of the game. If you have a PlayStation 5 and play Shinobi Strikers on it, you won't have a lot of issues, but usually the people who still play on PlayStation 4, for example like me, they usually can get two types of errors: the blue screen, where the game just freaking crashes, or that you get kicked out of the match. To be honest, when I played it, it really irritated me. I still to this day don't understand how people who actually play Shinobi Strikers are able to deal with it. I am not sure how it is on PC. Hey, actually talking about PC, I've heard that for example the modding and hacking is just insane in Shinobi Strikers on PC. If I'm not mistaken, on PlayStation 4 and 5, okay sure, it happens as well, but it's not that crazy. And as well, I think they ban people, but the system and the way how they ban the people and choose when to ban them, it's not that great. I can see the appeal, but for me that's not a game that I would play like every day, you know? And especially the fact that like specific jutsus are as well like behind DLCs. I'm not a big fan of DLCs per se myself, because I used to play a lot when like this whole DLC craze was really big in 2013, 14, you know, when near the end of 7th gen and start of 8th gen. I really disliked it. The only exception is like for single player games when they add extra story. In Shinobi Strikers it's like, hey, why don't you buy this, I don't know, for example like Madara's DLC with all of his jutsus that are just OP and nobody can even touch you when you deploy them, like, I don't know. And plus if you have like multiple DLC like jutsus and you mix them together, it's hard to play against them, especially if they have like SSS items. It's kinda, in my opinion, I think playing Shinobi Strikers, if you're not paying for anything, buying no scrolls to get the gacha items or DLC, you can say that it's like kinda you're playing, but most of the time you probably lose against people who have spent money. But yeah, regarding Storm Connections, I would say I have kinda mixed opinions. I know that a lot of people actually kinda hated and still kinda hate Connections because it kinda botched the whole series. But I'll be honest, at the start I was kinda skeptical, but once I started playing it, I mean, I'll tell you this, that the history mode is total dog shit. I'm sorry, but it's really bad. The way how they represented all the past battles with anime cutscenes, they didn't even import like animated scenes that were, for example, Storm 2 or Storm 3 into the game. I mean, which I think would be relatively easy, but of course, you know, Bandai, we have to push out a cash grab, you know. There were a lot of missing boss fights that are not in the game, which was a real shame. To be honest, I think the history mode is one of the reasons that really pulled this game down. Of course, I think the redeeming in the single player aspect, I mean for now, is the Boruto story. I actually really liked it. I liked the story with Mertz and Nanashi. I think it was Nanashi, right, and Boruto. What I didn't like about this specific section is that usually the cutscenes went on for too long. For example, like you could get a 10-minute cutscene. I know that there are a lot of people who don't actually really care about the story and they won't be able to sit down just to enjoy like the 10-minute cutscene, you know. But me personally, I didn't kinda mind it, except in some sections where I was like, damn, will we actually get like some action scenes? Because the most of the time I was just sitting there watching the story. As well, I think it's a big miss that in the Boruto story they didn't add like QT events when we're fighting Mertz and his like fake Susanoo, for example, and Nanashi and those other like Uchihas from the past, you know. I think that's kind of a missed opportunity, but other than that, yeah, kind of okay. I would actually like as well if they added like the 3 ROM option that we had, like for example Storm 4. I know it was kinda ass, but I think it would benefit in the special story mode. But okay, sure, whatever. Regarding online, I'm kinda bad at online, to be honest. I really like it that it's like more casual friendly. I'm an ultra casual, I'll be honest, I really suck. As you can probably have seen from the other Storm games that I played online, that I'm really bad. And for example, for me when I play Connections, it's a bit easier than for example playing Storm 2, Storm 3 or Storm 4, you know. I'm a pleb, I'm a scrub, I know that, but I don't know, in that sense it was kinda easier to play, but as well at the same time they made a lot of mistakes, like supports being OP, not nerfing them, making some questionable changes to the battle mechanics as well. I don't know, like regenerating chakra, you having the ability to spam like those items every time basically. I don't know, kinda weird. I kinda feel on the edge on that. To be honest, I liked Connections, but I wouldn't say that that's really good. If I would have ranked it like now, I think it would be just above Storm 1. And Storm 1 is at the bottom basically, you know, I don't know. And the last game is basically Storm 1, which we received in last year in September if I'm not mistaken, or was it October, on our mobile devices, the mobile port basically. I'll be honest, I'm kinda sad about this version as well, because it's just like a one-on-one replica from Storm 1, just with the included DLCs. I think that would be great if they as well would have added, you know, like expanded the missions, like created the Zabuza arc, for example, added Zabuza and Haku, basically made some changes that the first initial release of the game, which came onto PlayStation 3, lacked. You know, try to at least not only make it a port, but as well like upgrade it. Of course, I like that they implemented the quality of life features like auto-saving. What else was there? I think it was only auto-saving if I'm not mistaken, yeah. But other than that, playing on mobile, it's okay. Especially if you don't have a PC or a console to play it on. But yeah, on mobile I think it's actually pretty great, but I don't know about the price, to be honest. When I bought it, it was like 12 euros. I think now it's like 15, but sometimes there's a sale. I'm actually kinda eager to see if they will release Storm 2 or other Storm games like a native app. Not like, yes, I know you can download like Yuzu, I think it was the PC emulator on your mobile and then play them through that. But come on, who's going to do that like in a casual sense? You know, if you're a hardcore fan, of course, and you know how to do that, sure. But a regular Joe, for example, who doesn't know how to install Yuzu or how even to use it, he would just, it's way easier for him to download it from the App Store or Play Store, whatever, you know. But yeah, I don't know, I think that the last 3 kinda Naruto games were really lacking. I don't know. But about the future, we'll see. I'm kinda skeptical. Since we know that we won't get a Storm game, I'm kinda skeptical how, I assume, yeah, it's going to be Bandai, that how Bandai are going to manage this, because we know how they managed Storm 4, and Connections was a cash grab. I don't know. I hope that if it is CC2 who's going to cook the new Naruto game, it's going to be good. I really hope so. With all the ideas that they had, like open world, I think it had like online MMO like aspects as well, with clans and fighting and so on. But yeah, what do you guys think of all of these 3 games? Are they good? Do you play any of them on a daily basis? Do you play Storm Connections Online or Shinobi Strikers or I don't know, the Storm mobile port? Let me know in the comments below. But yeah, I'm trying this like kind of new format, like a free style of like a video, where I try to speak without any, like, how should I say this, where I try to speak without any scripts, like just my thoughts out on the blue. But yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this kind of filler video. But before I go, I really have to give a big shout out to Dupe, Soulpix and Mati Legend for being channel members, so I'm kind of making this video. Thank you so much guys for the extra support. But yeah guys, I wish you a nice day / evening. Bye guys, take care everyone, see ya.